the business owner was sitting at his desk, going over the pros and cons of hiring a fractional chief growth officer. On the one hand, it would be a great way to grow the business, but on the other hand, it would be a considerable expense. In the end, the business owner decided to go ahead and hire the fractional chief growth officer. He knew that it would be a significant investment, but he was confident that it would pay off in the long run. And indeed, within just a few months, the business had seen significant growth. As a business owner, you know that growth is essential to your success. You may have even tried to grow your business in the past but hit a plateau. This is where a fractional chief growth officer can help. The fractional CGO can help you overcome any obstacle that's been preventing you from growing your business. This video will discuss everything you need to know about hiring a fractional chief growth officer, including what they do, the benefits of outsourcing this role, and how to find the best candidate for the job. What is a fractional chief growth officer? A fractional CGO is a professional who helps businesses grow their revenue and scale up their operations. They typically work with small and medium-sized businesses and can help them achieve growth in several ways, including developing marketing plans, optimizing website traffic, expanding into new markets, launching new products or services, training and developing employees. There are many benefits to outsourcing this role, including you don't need to hire a full-time CGO. The cost is much lower than hiring a full-time CGO. You can get help with specific tasks or projects that you may not have the time or resources to do yourself. You can get help with areas of your business that you may not be familiar with. What does a fractional CGO do? As previously stated, a fractional CGO is responsible for growing a business's revenue and operations. They are typically hired by small and medium-sized businesses that cannot afford to hire a full-time CGO or do not have the resources to handle this role internally. The fractional CGO will not be working directly with your customers. Still, they will be responsible for developing and executing marketing plans, optimizing website traffic, expanding into new markets, and more. They will also be responsible for training and developing your employees to be better equipped to handle future growth. Developing marketing plans. One of the primary responsibilities of a fractional CGO is developing and executing marketing plans. This may include creating digital marketing campaigns, developing social media strategies, or designing lead generation programs. Optimizing website traffic. A fractional CGO can also help you optimize your website traffic to improve conversions and increase sales. They may do this by performing keyword research, analyzing your website's traffic data, or creating optimized landing pages. Expanding into new markets. If you're looking to expand your business into new markets, a fractional CGO can help you do just that. They can develop export plans, identify potential partners or distributors, and more. Launching new products or services. If you're looking to launch a new product or service, a fractional CGO can help you do just that. They can develop branding and marketing plans, create sales collateral, and more. Training and developing employees. A fractional CGO can also help you train and develop your employees to be better equipped to handle future growth. They may conduct training sessions, create employee development plans, or develop policies and procedures. What fractional CGO services exist? Several fractional CGO services are available, and each offers different benefits. It's essential to do your research and find a service that matches the needs of your business. Some of the most common fractional CGO services include business growth consulting, marketing consulting, website design and optimization, digital marketing, content marketing, social media marketing, lead generation programs, branding and positioning strategies, market research and analysis, product development consulting services. It's best to determine what areas you want to focus on before deciding which fractional CGO service is suitable for you. Why should you outsource your CGO? There are many reasons why you should outsource your CGO role, including you don't need to hire a full-time CGO. The cost is much lower than hiring a full-time CGO. You can get help with specific tasks or projects that you may not have the time or resources to do yourself. You can get help with areas of your business that you may not be familiar with. The benefits of hiring a fractional CGO. There are several benefits to hiring a fractional CGO, including experience and expertise. Fractional CGOs are typically experienced and have a lot of knowledge and expertise in areas such as marketing, website traffic optimization, product development, and more. This means they can help you grow your business faster and more effectively. Access to resources. A fractional CGO will have access to a number of resources that you may not have access to. These include things like marketing tools, software programs, and more. They can help with specific tasks or projects. A fractional CGO can help you with specific tasks or projects that may be taking up too much of your time or resources. This means you'll have more time to focus on other areas of your business. It's cost effective. Hiring a fractional CGO is much cheaper than hiring a full-time CGO. This means you can get expert help without breaking the bank. Watch me to change. If your business is going through a period of change or growth, Hiring a fractional CGO can help you manage and navigate these changes more effectively. They can help you make the necessary changes to ensure that your business continues to grow. Fresh perspective. Hiring an outside consultant can give your business a fresh perspective. This can be highly beneficial, especially if you feel like you've hit a growth plateau or if things are starting to become stagnant. Growth. Ultimately, a CGO is there to help your business grow. They can develop strategies, create plans, and more that will help you get the results you're looking for. The risks of outsourcing your CGO. While there are many benefits to hiring a Vcgo, there are also some risks that you need to be aware of. These include, they may not be a good fit for your business. Not all fractional CGOs are created equal. Some may be a better fit for your business than others. Make sure you do your research and find someone who is a good match for your company's needs. They may not be able to deliver. If you hire a fractional CGO, make sure that they can deliver on the promises they've made. If not, your business will suffer from it. It's essential to do your research and find someone with a good track record of success. It can take time to find the right one. Finding the right fractional CGO can take some time. It's important to do your research and interview a few different candidates before you make a decision. Outsourcing your CGO role is a big decision, but it can be extremely beneficial for your business. Make sure you weigh the pros and cons carefully and choose the right person for your needs. In-house Chief Growth Officer versus Vcgo. Which for your business? As a business owner, you have many options when it comes to finding the right CGO for your needs. You can choose between an in-house Chief Growth Officer and a virtual or fractional one. If you're trying to figure out which is best for your business, you should consider here are some factors. Pros and cons to hiring a Vcgo. The pros to hiring a Vcgo include, they can be hired on an as-needed basis. You don't have to hire them permanently or full-time. This means you can save money and only pay for the services you need. They usually have more experience than newly promoted employees in this position. They have experience in many different industries and are usually more experienced than someone the company has to promote into this position. This means that they'll be able to help your company grow faster because of their expertise. You can hire them on a trial basis before making any long-term commitments with them or other virtual employees. The cons to hiring a Vcgo include, since they're usually working with many different companies, they may not be available when you need them. They may not be able to stay on top of all the changes happening in your industry. Pros and cons to hiring an in-house CGO. The pros to hiring an in-house CGO include, they're always available when you need them. You can build a relationship with them over time, which helps strengthen the company's culture and values. They understand your business inside and out, so they'll be able to grow it more effectively than anyone else could. The cons to hiring an in-house CGO include, they may be more expensive than a Vcgo. You'll need to provide them with the necessary resources to do their job effectively. It can be challenging to find someone with the right skills and experience to fill this role. Cost savings between a Chief Growth Officer and Vcgo. Hiring a full-time CGO can be extremely expensive, especially if they're going to be leading an entire team. This means that you'll have more money available for other areas of your business and less risk involved with hiring someone who isn't suitable for the job. What is the right Chief Growth Officer model for your company? Now that you know the pros and cons of hiring an in-house CGO or Vcgo, it's time to decide which is best for your business. Consider the following factors when making your decision. What are your company's needs? How much can you afford to spend on this position? What level of commitment are you willing to make? Is there anyone internally who could fill this role? How much experience does this person have in growing companies like yours? How do I find a fractional Chief Growth Officer? When it comes to finding a fractional Chief Growth Officer, the best place to start is with your network. Ask other business owners if they know anyone who could be good at this job or have any recommendations for someone you should consider hiring. If no one in your network can help, try searching online for people who might fit the bill. If you don't have a solid network, there are typically two models you'll find: fractional Chief Growth Officer services, agencies, and freelancers. With an agency, you'll work with a team of people who all have different skill sets. This can be helpful if you're looking for someone to help with a specific task or project. Freelancers are typically individuals who offer their services on a project-by-project basis. They may have more experience in one area than another, so it's important to find someone whose expertise matches what you're looking for. Outsourcing your Chief Growth Officer to an agency. When outsourcing your Chief Growth Officer to an agency, the first step is finding a consultant group who can help you with this position. For example, if you're looking for a Vcgo but don't want to deal with hiring and managing them directly, consider reaching out to agencies that specialize in these types of services. Outsourcing your Chief Growth Officer to a freelancer. When outsourcing your Chief Growth Officer to a freelancer, you'll work directly with an individual who has experience in the field. The first step is finding someone whose skill set matches what you're looking for. For example, if you need help growing your business and don't have time for interviews or training sessions, consider reaching out to freelancers who specialize in these types of services. The costs of outsourcing your CGO. The cost may vary depending on how much work needs to be done. but it's typically more affordable than hiring an in-house CGO or Vcgo. How much does it cost to hire a fractional chief growth officer? The average salary for a full-time chief growth officer is $140,000 per year. However, the cost of hiring a fractional CGO can vary depending on their skill set and experience. Questions to ask potential CGOs during an interview. During your interview, ask questions about their experience with similar projects to determine if they're a good fit for the job. Here are some examples of questions you can ask. How much time do you have available each week or month? What types of clients have you worked with before? Have there been any challenges in working on these types of projects? What's your experience with growth hacking? What's your experience with marketing? How do you measure success? Do you have any recommendations for improving our company's growth strategy? What are some examples of companies that use similar tactics to grow their business? Have they worked with other companies like ours before? And if so, what were the results? Tips for working with your outsourced CGO successfully. Once you've found a fractional chief growth officer, you must work well together. Here are a few tips for making sure things go smoothly. Set clear expectations from the beginning. Make sure you have regular check-ins to track their progress. Be open to feedback and be willing to make changes when needed. The business owner decided to go ahead and hire the fractional chief growth officer. He knew that it would be a significant investment, but he was confident that it would pay off in the long run. And indeed, within just a few months, the business had seen significant growth.